Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Crystal Henry Show. Welcome to my kitchen where we uncover secret recipes to success. And here I share the word and my world of paramount, positive, powerful, prolific, and profound experiences. I'm an author, a speaker, a teacher, and an evangelist who has been made to lead millions. I coach you from your what if to your what is. I've had setbacks that were meant to cause me to crumble, but instead, I became a campaigner for comebacks. Comeback from church hurt, work hurt, and betrayal. It's your time to proclaim your purpose and declare your destiny. Join me and my amazing guest on today for the Crystal Henry Show. My guest we are going to get into some deep conversation and deal with her pale experiences. She is a CEO of Step Into Purpose. She is a self improvement expert. She's been a nurse for 25 years, and we are going to experience some of the ways she has had success. So, with that being said, welcome to my amazing guest, Kim Wilson.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone.
Hello.
I'm Kim Wilson from Columbia, South Carolina, and I am the CEO of Step Into Purpose. I am a nurse of 25 years, a self-made entrepreneur, international speaker, and a self-improvement expert. And I am so glad to be here today. So I want to tell you a little bit about the pale experience. I grew up in a household with my grandmother. Both my parents were absent. My mom was, I think, about 14 at the time, and my dad probably like in his 20s. But anyways, we grew up without the proper plumbing. We had to use the bathroom on a pail, an actual pail. Some people call it a bucket, but with using that pail, emotional trauma occurred with inside me. And with the emotional trauma came the physical trauma too, which made me feel like I was ugly, not attractive at all. Like, who would look at me if I didn't want to look at myself? And the emotional part was just not feeling worthy at all.
Well, thank you for that introduction. I appreciate that. When you experienced this at an early age, how old were you?
I was 10 years old at the time. And what allowed me to realize that I was having these things, it started off like a stomach ache. And at first, I thought it was a stomach bug. So I went to my grandmother and told her, like, Grandma, I'm sick. And, she kind of asked what was wrong, and I explained. Took me to the doctors, and they didn't find a thing wrong. But see, I knew something was wrong because my stomach area reminded me of it every single day.
And so with having this experience at the age of 10, did it affect when you went to school? Did it affect you at school? Did it affect you, and did you go to school? How did that affect you?
Yes, I went to school. As far as going to school, I felt bullied a lot by other people because I felt that they could see what I was feeling. Being a child, I didn't realize they couldn't see what I was feeling. So all through high school, junior high, I just felt closed in and boxed in. But as far as like grades and everything, it didn't affect any of that. I couldn't participate in extracurricular activities because we didn't have a car. So that was the issue with that, because I wanted to be like everybody else on the band or any kind of activity at school.
Understandable. Wow. So, how did you overcome this pale experience? When did you recognize that this was the very thing that caused your self esteem to be affected?
I think at about age 17, I realized that's what it was, because I became a mother very early. And so, with my daughter coming into my life, I said, okay, you're not going to go through the same pale experience. So I got up, I applied for nursing school, took the prerequisites, graduated in about 5 years, maybe from school. And after becoming a nurse, I said, okay, no, I cannot work for anyone else. I can't do this. So with that being said, I said, okay, entrepreneurship, here I come. The places that I work, the hospitals, the doctor's offices and stuff, trust me, they tried to hold me like this because they said I was very valuable. But I said, no, thank you. I'm more valuable to me. And I have a daughter now, and I have to show her what life can be outside of the pale.
Wow. You know, when you said that you decided, people want to do become an entrepreneur and they don't know how to go about it, but you said you decided, no, I cannot work for anyone else. And that's very, very powerful. Do you have other entrepreneurs in your family that you used as an example, or this was just you stepping out on faith?
No, I do not have anybody else in my family that's an entrepreneur. This was just me stepping out on faith and surrounding myself with people who were like minded. So I do have a lot of nurse colleagues and stuff that are also entrepreneurs.
Awesome, awesome. So, how was that transition from working for somebody to working for yourself? What were some of the challenges that you had?
To me, to be honest, it was fairly easy because after growing up on that pail, I didn't think anything could be worse than that. So
Okay.
yeah, so everything was just smooth sailing for me. But I did run into little issues like everybody else, like hard time with getting to work, but still being consistent and persistent, knowing that everything is reachable. So I just never doubted myself at all.
Excellent, excellent. Because you know, some people have a procrastination spirit. They have a block where they block themselves from moving forward. So it looks like and sounds like you jumped over every obstacle to become an entrepreneur and to step out. So tell us what you do. How did you get from this pale experience to hailing in success to six figures? Tell us how you excelled
Okay.
and what
So
you do.
so like most times people will say, I went from this to this, from the pale to the nurse or whatever. But no, with me, I had a process. And that first step to that process was acknowledging that I was not where I wanted to be. And once I
Okay.
did that, once I did that, I was like, okay, so you already know where you don't want to be, but where is it you want to be? And once I decided I want to be my own person, my entrepreneur, teach my daughter the same skills that I have, because nobody wants to, per se, work for somebody else for the rest of their lives. I don't want
Right.
to be under somebody else's umbrella. And I have this little joke that I tell people sometimes, and it's like, if I'm going to be under an umbrella, it's only going to be when it's raining. Other than that,
Okay.
no.
Okay, that's excellent. So you're not going to stand under nobody else's umbrella. I love that. That is excellent. So when you started your business and you moved from being a nurse, you had to tell everyone no. Um, Give me like three things that you did to start your business and what is your business? What do you do?
Okay, so basically, with stepping to purpose, of course, you have to go get all that stuff done with the government, get the names in place, tax ID numbers, and stuff like that. Once I got all that stuff under one umbrella, then I just put everything else I had in place. So I'm the type of person. I'm a I think a lot before I do anything. So I already have all my steps lined up. So like I said, once I got the business in place, I started saying, okay, so how is it that you want to affect the world? How do you want the world to know that they can do what you do and probably can do it
Yes.
better? So I
Yes.
said that first thing was to acknowledge.
Okay. So you acknowledged, and then what is step into purpose? I
Step
need
in,
people to contact you. What are
okay,
they getting when they contact you? What
when
do you do?
Step Into Purpose is basically a company that teaches self-improvement. Once you contact me, what happens is I have this four-state pillar that I invented. We will go step by step. I will let you tell me in each step what you think and what you feel. I would advise you on how to move through each step to get to the end which leads to self-improvement, and you're stepping into your purpose.
Okay, so you have four pillars. Can you just tell us what those four pillars are?
Just basically the acknowledging who you are,
Mm-hmm.
looking at yourself carefully, objectively, taking responsibility for your actions, your thoughts, your feelings, and setting goals. And when you set
Okay.
your goals, yeah, work on your goals every single day, day in, day out. And each time you're working on those goals, you're putting yourself closer to stepping into purpose.
Okay, okay. So if I came to you today and I said, God gave me this book called Made to Lead Millions, and I'm ready to get off my job, I know I don't need to be under anybody else's umbrella. So, what would you tell me to do?
First thing I would tell you is to sit down with me and let's talk about your plan, because you cannot have a plan without moving into action. So that's why I
Okay,
always say that first step is acknowledging what it is that you, where it is you don't want to be and where it is you're trying to go. So we have to come up
okay.
with a system and a plan.
Okay, so that plan, that's excellent because I love to plan. I'm a planner. And so and people need to know that there is a process in success, that there is a process to get you to your purpose, and to plan that way through. So I love that you said that,
Thank you.
that you will help people plan because, we need to know, we need to be coached in how to get there because a lot of people don't know what their purpose is and they don't know how to get to their purpose. And so you spent 25 years as a nurse, right?
Yes.
And as a nurse, you worked for other people. So there were some things, some skills that you developed in your work, and that can still be a part of your plan for your purpose.
Yes.
So can you tell me that pail experience? Were you using a pail because there was no water in the house, electricity off? What was it, a poverty situation? What was that pail experience that you said, this is the worst I've ever had it, so I'm never going back there. Now this is where I want to go. And have
Okay.
you arrived at that place yet?
Okay. So it was actually the using the pain
Hmm.
and seeing my grandmother, like I said, who raised me, just go to work and work so hard, but still had nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. So we grew up in a house where it was a 3 bedroom home. It was several. When I say several, several of us lived in that home. And we just shared
Okay.
that 3 bedroom. And like you said, when I started looking around, I'm like, oh no, this can't be like, even at 10, I realized these
Hmm.
things and I was like, oh no, I was like, when I get older, my grandmother's not gonna go through this anymore. I'm gonna make sure if I have kids, we're gonna have running water because that house had no running water at all. We had to go like to the neighbors, or it was a church in the community. We had to go to that church and get water. So we would catch the water in like the milk jugs. So
Hmm.
whenever, yeah,
Hmm.
whenever we got finished with those, we would go and catch a ride when we could and fetch
Okay.
the water.
Okay.
Yeah, come back. We had kerosene heaters because there was no heat, no air. So summertime, we would let up the windows, put a fan in the window. My grandmother would take those same water jugs and she would fill them up with water, freeze them for us. And then, we would get our cups, and that was her way of keeping us cool.
Okay, okay. See, that's what people need to know where you came from. So, can you tell us where you are right now? What you are doing, how successful you are, the difference between your pail and your current situation.
Okay. So the pail, never, never, ever again. I can promise you that much. I don't like it there. So today, I'm a 25-year nurse and I love it. I love people. So when I first became a nurse, I actually felt a lot of sympathy for my patients, and it was kind of like interfering. And so I went and said a prayer to God and said, "Look, if this is what you truly put me here for, to care for people, then teach me, show me the difference between empathy and sympathy." And He did it.
Hmm.
So, like you said, as far as the company and everything is concerned, I'm just keeping moving forward. I'm an entrepreneur of a multi six-figure company. I'm an international speaker and self-improvement expert today. So
Okay.
like I said, I don't want anything. No. So I'm not where I want to be, but I'm figuring with this, the new platform and everything, and I want to go out and impact the world globally. Men, women, people of all ages to teach self-improvement.
Amen. And so, what are some of the things that you did that improved yourself? I know you went to school, and I know you became an entrepreneur, but are there some things that you can tell us that personally changed your life?
Yes. First thing I did was isolate myself from a lot of things. My grandmother, she didn't have us around negative things, but I'm the type of person, if I'm feeling some type of way, I learned to go to myself and internalize a lot of stuff and figure out what's relevant, what's not, irrelevant, what's irrelevant. And then once I did that, I started going closer and closer to God because I was already a spiritual person, but I grew
Okay.
more spiritually inclined to him. And through that, I asked him to show me who I really was, not who I thought I was, but who I really was. And in doing that, I started to see a little more things about myself that I didn't really recognize that was there. But I appreciate him showing me that stuff because it made me who I am today. So going through that transition with him, and like I said, just kind of being by myself and looking at myself more internally and figuring out how many more people are out there that's like me and how can I help them to transform.
Great, great. Now I know that there's some things that I did to self-improve. I read books, I read scripture, and I journaled. Did you do any of those things like that, or did you listen or go to a special church or listen to a pastor preach that inspired you? What motivated you or keeps motivating you now?
Okay, so when I look at, like you said, I have preachers, I like Joyce Meyer. I'll look at Sarah Jakes Roberts. I do read a lot of books that's going to educate me on self-improvement and fear and all that stuff like that. So just looking at them and looking at who they are and where they came from, it just keeps giving me that push to keep moving forward because I know that where I am today and where I could be, there's something greater. And I want every single bit of it.
I totally feel you. When I stepped out on faith and wrote my book, Made to Lead Millions, I had to connect myself with different people. So the Lord, I prayed and asked God, God, connect me with people that are multimillionaires, that are earning six figures or teaching people to earn six figures. And so the Lord sent me to an amazing coach. And so that's what helped me get to that next level. Is there someone that the Lord connected you with that helped get you to that next level?
Yes, I can actually say it's two people. The first coach here, her name was Joy Harris. And then the second coach that I'm currently working with now, she stays in Atlanta, Georgia, Lori Pelzer. But
Okay.
God also brought my great, great publicist into my life, Desiree Benson, that I'm so excited about working with.
Amen. That is exciting. You know, we get excited about so many things, and sometimes people do not celebrate with us. So, have you had to let go of people along this journey since you've been stepping into purpose?
Yes, I've had to let go of a lot of family members, a lot of them. And it's because growing up with my grandmother, for some reason, they always felt like I was her pick, but I was the first grand. And I just
Mhm.
stuck with her. You know, she got up early in the morning, 5 o'clock. I was sleepy as a little girl, but I got up too because I wanted to learn every little thing from her. I learned how to bake. I learned how to cook. I just learned how to educate myself more. She taught me that if it was something I want to do, I had to work hard at it and stay committed. So all that committed, being committed, working hard and sticking to stuff, she put all of that right in here and I listened.
Wow, that is so amazing. You know, Kim, you have such a powerful, amazing story, and we are coming to the close of our show. Can you tell people how to get in contact with you? If you have an email address, a website, how can they get in touch with you and walk and take the steps to step into their purpose?
Okay, so you can reach me through my publicist, Desiree L. Benson. I also have a Facebook page that's called Step Into Purpose. If you can't find Step Into Purpose, find Kim Wilson, and that will lead you to Step Into Purpose. And I have one advice for you guys: always, always know that you are capable. You can and you will, but you just have to do whatever it needs to do. Take the necessary steps. And I promise you, through each and every step, you will self-improve and you will step into purpose.
Well, thank you so much. For our listening audience, please make sure that you connect with Kim Wilson, step into the number 2 purpose. So with that being said, I am Coach Krystal Henry. I just would like to let everyone know Made to Lead Millions is now available at Walmart.com, Barnes and Nobles, Books A Million, as well as where it started at Amazon.com. So please get your copy today, and please go to crystalhenry.net for all the amazing merchandise that I have there. You can see there's a pillow behind me, and there's some great, amazing t-shirts and masks. So do not hesitate to go to crystalhenry.net and get your merchandise, online courses, as well as books. I hope you have enjoyed this purpose-filled show on today. We experienced from the pale to the purpose. So thank you so much for joining us. And hey, we have a cruise coming up. So please go to MadeToLeadMillionsCruise.com and join us at sea. It's meant for you to see, SEE, yourself differently while at sea, SEA. Blessings to you. Thank you for joining me in my kitchen. God bless you all, and I'll see you next time on the Krystal Henry Show. Thank you, Kim.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Shall be my shield and defense. Jesus be my shield and defense. Shield and defense. I've made my dwelling place here. Under the Almighty. For God is my refuge and my fortress. I've made my dwelling place right here. Under the Almighty. For God is my refuge and my fortress. He will deliver me from every calamity, and in spite of catastrophe, He comforts in tragedy. So I don't care what they might try. Pestilence dark like the night sky. Bullets and arrows that might fly, threatening thousands at my side. But they shall not come nigh to me. Holy Spirit outside and inside of me. Sheltered up in the most high I become. 'Cause my residence is the Father. I've made my dwelling place here. Under the Almighty. For God is my refuge and my fortress. I've made my dwelling place here. Under the Almighty. For God is my refuge and my fortress. So I will say like Jacob, oh, awesome is this place. This is the Lord's house, and there's nothing that could come against His gates. So draw your weapons, but you won't be able to defeat His saints. 'Cause we hidden in the secret place, wrapped up in because we seek His face. So they shall not come nigh to me. Holy Spirit outside and inside of me. Oh, sheltered up in the most high of me. 'Cause my residence is the Father. Residence is the Father. 'Cause my residence is the Father. Residence is the Father. 'Cause my residence is the Father. I've made my dwelling place here. Under the Almighty. For God is my refuge and my refuge, yes. I've made my dwelling place here. Under the Almighty. 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 I've made my dwelling place here. Under the Almighty. For God is my refuge. Yeah,
you are my fortress.
you are. For God is my refuge
And my fortress.
I got the love of Jesus deep inside of me.
Hey family, shout out to Jerry Royce Live and Positive Power 21. Make sure you check out the Weekend channel. It's not just for the weekend, but quality programming every day. Positive Power 21, feel the power.